Okay, so for today's video, we're going to dive into something a little bit different, and we're going to talk about astrology, which is my favorite sort of pastime lately. I started getting into astrology about sort of the beginning part of last year, and so I've been doing like a lot of just research and trying to find different things and reading a lot of books and watching like a lot of videos from different astrologers, and it's a big thing, so it takes a lot. People have their own like different ways of doing things, so not every astrologer per se is going to sort of tell you break it down sort of differently. So yeah, we're going to talk about that today. And as you can see in the title of the video, we're going to be talking about why I think everybody should date a Virgo at least one time in their life. Like, okay. And by Virgo, I mean Virgo can be your sun, it can be your moon sign, it can be your rising. If you don't know about your moon or your rising, because most people don't, most people just think of their sun sign like, oh, I'm a Virgo, I'm Aries, I'm a Capricorn, but it goes much deeper than that. I would say to pull your natal I can't even talk today, y'all, natal chart. And your natal chart is just like sort of the snapshot of what was going on like in the universe at the exact time you were born. So I'll put a link down below of where you can get your natal chart from. You will need your place of birth and your birth time to get the most accurate description. But you can do it without your time. But I would try to get your birth time, and you could just look on your birth certificate for that if you have it. And then you would also need your date of birth, and I think, yeah, that's it. So pull that and it'll give you all the information you need. Listen, y'all, when I pulled mine, I was like, what? This is so accurate. In a good, in a bad way. But if you want to like learn more about astrology, feel free to continue to watch my videos because we'll be diving into quite a bit of that. But if you just want to start on your own, I recommend this book as a beginner book for you to read. It breaks it down in the most, basic of ways. That's what it looks like. To break it in. I'll put that down in the description box as well if you want to check that out. So now let's get into this video. Why I think everybody should date a Virgo at least once. So, what are the characteristics of a Virgo, y'all? Let's just say, starting off, I am a Virgo myself. I'm actually an Aries sun, Virgo rising, so I have a lot of Virgo like traits. But so yeah, there's that. So why you should date a Virgo at least once. Let's break down a Virgo, okay? So a Virgo is usually very grounded because they're an earth sign, and they're very kind and creative and all of these wonderful qualities of a Virgo, but they can also be very critical and very like overly judgmental sometimes. We are, Just depends. But even so, even in that quality, that negative aspect, more than likely it's coming from a genuine place. They just don't realize that it's, coming across as really judgmental, but they're really just wanting to like sort of bring out the best in you, so to speak. They can be very picky and overthink a lot. Like, yeah, listen, we overthink everything. So, like I said, I am a Virgo rising, so I kind of identify with that. So imagine how many times I've tried to record this video. Okay, I done overthink a thousand times. So I'm like, no, this is not, no, I should, no. Just do it, okay? Now, so why I think you should date a Virgo at least once. Listen, Virgos are very detail oriented and they tend to remember everything. So this could be good and it could be bad. It just depends on what it is. But some would call them judgmental, like I said, and they can be. It depends on the person too, but for the most part they can be very judgmental. But if you can handle that, you would benefit from it 9 times out of 10, because they're going to require a lot from you when you date them. So you're not just gonna be able to just skate by and just do whatever. They're gonna require a lot. And if you're somebody that needs that, that's great, because it's gonna help you to grow. So we're gonna dive into a little bit of story time today, and I'm gonna tell you guys about my experiences dating Virgos. Okay, so I've dated Virgos twice in my life. 2 very different, but also a lot alike. Okay, but one in particular, this Virgo that I dated really is the basis for why I say you should date a Virgo. And I've found that just from doing a lot of research on my own, that these are like their character traits or whatever. So it also depends on what their other placements are. And by placements I mean like in their chart, like sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mercury, all of that. It depends. So I'm not saying all of them are going to be the same, but hey, listen, I'm not saying you should marry one or whatever, who you should. I'm just saying, if you're dating and it happened to be a Virgo, great, try it out, see what happens, because 9 times out of 10 you're probably going to come out of it a better version of yourself in some way, shape, or form. Guarantee. But don't be like, she told me to go and date a Virgo, and then I dated one and he did this, that, and the third, or she did it. I'm just saying, it wouldn't hurt. See what happens if you so happen to come across. I'm not saying go seek it out, but if you should happen to come across. But anyway, y'all, I'm getting off the subject. So my experience dating a Virgo. Listen, this Virgo that I dated, you guys, was sort of the basis of why I am doing this video, because I would never ever be on YouTube making videos and talking to people. That's just not, it's something that I've always wanted to do. However, so many reasons why I just never did. Until until I ran into somebody that, listen, was like, look, you need to get it together, honey, in so many words. And I did, and here we are. So, yeah, so let's rewind it back to, let's just say, when, I don't know how I'm gonna break this down for y'all. When I started dating this Virgo, listen, I'm an Aries, so you know I like to be in control of everything, and also with that Virgo rising, like, and then you're dating a Virgo, it can get tricky. But I went into it like, hey, you know, I got good qualities, you know, I'm a good person. I'm not out here in these streets, okay? And then so I'm like, I'm a good catch out here, baby. Or so I thought. Anyway, so we're getting along great. Everything's going great. And so at one point, we decided to spend a good amount of time together to kind of, you know, see, you know, where we were going with this. Because, you know, when you start talking to somebody and then it's all like, oh, it's cute and everything and new and fresh. And then you get to, okay, so what are we doing? Because I don't know about you, but after a certain age, it's like, okay, like, where we going with this? Like, what's up? Are we gonna go here, or we gonna be friends? Like, what? So, that's what we did. And during that time, of us, like, spending a good amount of time, I'm talking a good week together, we found out some things about each other that we didn't know before. And I guess that is also, you know, listen. So we found out some things that we didn't know before, both good and bad. And at the end of it all, y'all, let me just fast forward through all of that. At the end of it all, this Virgo friend of mine basically told me everything that I was lacking, so to speak, and that I needed to, you know, work on and build on. And he basically outlined it all on paper, right, for me to see. Now, I know y'all thinking like, what? No, you didn't. But at the time, I was thinking the same thing. Like, really? You gonna just put all of my little issues out on paper like that? But after having time to reflect, I realized that all of these things that he sort of outlined, and like I said, Virgo's very detailed, so they gonna boom, they got it down, okay? Very detailed. After he outlined it and I read it over again sometime after I done got out my feelings, I was like, yo, this is all legit true. True facts. Like, everything that he basically said was like, you're kind of right. And maybe I should do something about that. Okay. And so why I say that you should date a Virgo, because they're gonna tell you how it is, okay? They not gonna sugarcoat. They gonna keep it 100 with you all the way. And if you think that you just you know what, then listen, they'll tell you, baby, you got some things. And it wasn't coming from like a bad place, a malicious place. It was coming from a place like, look, you're a good person, you're a great person. I see all of these great qualities that you have, but you have some things that you need to like build upon and work on, and you can be even better, right? So all of these things were true, and when I tell you I took that little bit of criticism, as some would call it, and I took that and I flipped that, honey, and all of those things I have either completely transformed or are actively working on, okay? So when I say this Virgo, honey, was a blessing in disguise, because the level up that I have done since then, probably, it may have happened, but probably nowhere near as quickly as it has. Like, but this kind of like was the jump start to, and it really just changed everything about my life, from where it was at that point to where it is now, and me wanting to do all of these things that I have been saying I've been wanting to do for years, and for whatever reason, fear, circumstance, whatever, I was unable to do or didn't do. And like now I have like done a lot of things that if you would have told me 2 years ago that I would be here at this place at this time doing these things, I'd have been like, yeah, right. Yeah, right. So Virgos, y'all all right with me? Y'all all right with me? Okay. And I hope he see this video, because man, I think I'm gonna send it to him. Shout out to you. You the real one. You a real one. You a real one. But yeah, so y'all, date y'all a Virgo at least once. At least once. Try it out, cause you gonna level up, honey. You gonna level up. Real talk. Level up. Get you a Virgo all day.